We grew up being told by our parents, eat fiber so that you can have good bowel movement, so that you don't get constipated. But science has recently shown that fiber is a king of our diet. It has an impact on our gut health. So basically how food is absorbed, how food is digested. It has an impact on our immune system. It has an impact on our mental health, and it plays a very pivotal role in healing. Interesting, right? My name is Dr. Seskaki. I'm a public health specialist, and all things health and wellness is my passion. 40% of you that follow me and listen to my content have not yet subscribed to my channel. Your subscription and your support helps me to get motivated so that I create more content that is useful for you. Please press the subscribe button, and thank you for following me. So let's get back. Why is fiber the king of diets? When we talked about the macronutrients, I've talked about carbohydrates, I've talked about protein, and I've talked about fats. But I think fiber in its element should stand on its own. We normally talk about fiber as being an element of carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are fiber and sugars. But why is fiber so important in our bodies? But for you to understand that, let me explain something. Our bodies are made up of 39 trillion bacteria and yeast cells, which are called the microbiome. So these are basically bacteria which is beneficial in our bodies. We find it in so many parts of our bodies, but just to give you an example, we have them on our skin, we have them in our mouth. For women, you have them in your vagina. It helps to create a balance. And one of the most important locations that we have this microbiome is in our gut. It helps to provide a good gut health. But how does it do that? So then we were told that bacteria and these bugs in our body, they create diseases. We tell our kids, wash your hands so that you don't get bugs because you'll get sick. But 90% of our body, then it's as if our body, if you have all these 39 trillion bacteria and yeast cells in our bodies, then it means that we are made up of more bacteria, more bugs than human. Interesting, right? So then what do? The microbiome in our body plays a very important role. It helps to create a balance, and this balance creates a self-healing. So ideally, it helps to protect you from diseases. At the skin level, you've heard of acne, which is an imbalance of the good and the bad bacteria. The more good bacteria you have, the healthier your skin. The more good bacteria and the more good yeast you have as a woman, the less risk you stand at getting thrush, that's a fungal infection, and other infections. At the gut level, the more good bacteria you have, the more diverse it is. So then it's not just important that we have these microbiomes in our bodies, and especially in the gut, you have to have the right balance of it and a diverse. So then, meaning the more types of these bacteria that you have, the healthier that you are. At the gut level, what does it do? A good microbiome diversity and the health of it helps your gut to absorb nutrients. It helps to prevent what you call the leaky gut syndrome. So ideally, when you eat your food, it's supposed to pass through your gut without the food particles passing through the wall of your intestines or your gut and going into the blood. Because when that happens, it triggers an immune response. So your body assumes that it's under attack, then it starts releasing the immune fighters. Yeah, so then if you're having immune issues, then you'll have things like diarrhea, you're always struggling with gas, you have an irritable bowel. This is because of your gut not being very healthy, so then it's not doing the right work. Yeah, so it's called a gut dysbiosis. So it's not regulated as it should be. And then this can actually lead to things like weight gain, can lead, there's a connection between your gut and your brain. And science has shown that having a gut that's not very healthy can actually have an impact on your mental health. Then a hyperactive immune system causes so many issues in our bodies. Yeah, that's how diseases, that's how cancer is caused. So then a healthy gut is very important for your health. So now that we've looked at this, why is fiber important? And fiber is important by the following reasons. When fiber feeds your microbiome, and there are two things that have an effect on your microbiome, and that's across your body. One is drugs. When you take antibiotics, they kill both the bad bacteria that's causing disease, but they also kill the good fighters, the good microbiome. And it can take up to 4 weeks for your body microbiome to go back to what it was. That's why doctors are very cautious when they give you antibiotics. Be very cautious. Do not self-prescribe. When you're given antibiotics, finish them. But one of the most important factors that regulates your microbiome is your diet. How does this happen? So then when we take, so at 2 levels, we have probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics is basically food or supplements that introduce this beneficial live bacteria or yeast into your body. And that can be through yogurt or fermented food, or you're given supplements by your healthcare provider or supplement providers. But introducing live microbiome to your body is not important, because it's essential that they are fed and that they are kept alive. And how does this happen? Fiber. That's why fiber is king, because fiber provides energy for this microbiome. There are 2 types of fiber. So your parents are not lying. And don't lie to your kids that the only function of fiber is to help them not to get constipated. We have 2 types of fiber. The insoluble fiber, which does that. So insoluble fiber is not digested in your body. When you take it, it goes all through your gut from your mouth to when it's taken out. It helps to create the bulk. It absorbs water in the stomach and it creates bulk so that the food can be able to move through your gut and come out, yeah, and prevent constipation. So that's one. And then you have the soluble fiber, which is now the complex carbohydrates. And what do they help in? When the soluble carbohydrates, the fiber is taken, it will go all through your gut, all past your stomach until it reaches the large intestine, the colon. And this is where it's broken down. So it's not broken down until it gets into the colon. When it gets into the colon, it's broken down into something called short chain fatty acids, which is basically an energy source for your microbiome. It feeds the good bacteria, it keeps it alive, it helps your gut to self-heal. And when you eat foods high in fiber, this is what happens. You heal your gut, You improve the way your body absorbs the nutrients. You're no longer having all these gut issues, constipation, gas, irritable bowel. You have a better mental health. Your weight, you lose weight and you maintain that weight loss. You have a lower risk of diabetes, of hypertension. You also prevent cancer. So then in essence, when you look at it, fiber helps you to maintain a healthy and good health. But when you eat food that is high in simple sugars and processed food and low fiber, then what that does is that it feeds the bacteria that causes inflammation. So then you have a higher inflammatory process in your body causing cancer, hypertension. You're at higher risk of unhealthy events in your body. So if we learn something today, is that fiber is king. Watch out for my next video. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to provide practical guidance for you to be able to add more fibers and more fiber into your diet so that we are all working towards a healthy lifestyle. A healthy diet is that we are actually looking out for ourselves so that we prevent disease, that we live longer, that we live a healthy and wholesome life. Thank you for watching my video. Look out for more of my videos. Share with your friends and your family, and let's keep this a movement. See you next time.